Well, in the previous video we have talked about the multipliers. Now we'll expand the discussion about the multipliers a little bit. So in the previous video we have determined that the identity of autonomous expenditure multiplier and autonomous expenditure. So if we write that identity again, so what is the form of that identity? That form of identity is, 1 minute. Okay, now the form of identity is y equals to 1 by 1 minus b multiplied by a minus bt plus I plus g. Watch the previous video, then it will be much more easy for all of you to understand. Now, what is the impact of change in investment on change in income? What is the impact of change in investment, that is del I, that is the change in investment? What impact it will create on the income, or what change it will be creating on the income? So suppose I want to determine the impact of income or change in income due to change in investment. So that is del y by del I. Del y is my change in income and del I is change in investment. So I am telling that I want to determine the impact on income or change in income due to the change in investment. So that is nothing but you have to do the derivative of this entire terms or entire expression with respect to I or with respect to investment. So this term will not have any I, this term will not have any I, this term will not have any I, this term has I or investment. So if we do the derivative, that is di by di, that will be 1. Okay, so 1 by 1 minus b, it will be out, and we have di by di within the bracket. All of these terminologies will not consist any derivative because it doesn't consist the term I. So these terms will not consist the derivative. Only the derivative with respect to I will occur at this portion. So di equals to 1. So it will be 1 by 1 minus b. So this is the value of del y by del I, and this is known as investment multiplier. This is a very easy concept. This is known as investment multiplier, and investment multiplier tells us what effect of change in investment occurs on change in income. Sorry, I have said in a wrong way. What is the effect of change in investment on income, or what effect occurs on income due to the change in investment? What effect occurs or what effect actually happens on income due to change in income, change in investment, that is in our denominator portion, that is del I. Okay, so this is the concept of investment multiplier. It can be written as 1 by 1 minus b. 1 by 1 minus b can be written as 1 by 1 minus mpc, because b is equal to c, mpc. Similarly, it can be written as 1 by mps, as we know. Just watch the previous video, then this portion 1 by 1 minus mpc and 1 by mps, these portions will be clear to you. Now if I want to determine the tax multiplier, so let me write the entire term again. 1 by 1 minus b into a minus bt plus I plus g. Now if I want to determine the tax multiplier, then I have to find the impact. I am trying to find the impact of tax on the income. So that is the change in income due to change in tax, right? Change in income, that is del y, due to change in tax, that is del t. So I am trying to find this. Now what will happen? This term is not consisting of taxes, this term is not consisting of taxes, this term is also not consisting of taxes. Only this term will consist of tax. So if I do the derivative of this term minus bt with respect to obviously the tax, that is t, what will be obtained? After doing the derivative, I will obtain only minus b. Okay, So 1 by 1 minus b will remain outside as constant, and after doing the derivative of this entire part we will get minus b. So minus b divided by 1 minus b, this is our tax multiplier. What is it known as? It is known as tax multiplier. Okay, so tax multiplier tells us the impact of tax or impact of tax change on income. What impact does the tax change will create on income? That is being told by the tax multiplier. Leading to the next topic, we are going to discuss about the government budget multiplier. Now the identity is same, 1 by 1 minus b into a minus bt plus I plus g. Now what is government budget multiplier? Government budget multiplier will tell us the impact of government expenditure or impact of change in government expenditure. Impact of change in government expenditure, that is del G, on income. Or if we change the government expenditure by 1 unit, what effect will occur at income? So that is del Y by del G. If government expenditure increases by 1 unit, this is telling us if government expenditure or government spending increases by 1 unit increase, what change will be happening on income? What change will occur at income? So this is the government expenditure multiplier. Now if we do the derivative, only this term will have the derivative, so that will be 1 by 1 minus b, and dg, that means derivative of the government spending with respect to government spending, that will be equal to 1, so it will be 1. So 1 by 1 minus b, this is our government budget multiplier. And there is another concept that is very important here, that is the concept of balanced budget multiplier. Now look, tax multiplier is minus b by 1 minus b, and government budget multiplier is 1 by 1 minus b. So if I write it that government expenditure multiplier plus tax multiplier, well, this is government expenditure multiplier. That means the money is spent by the government. The government is spending this amount of money to the country, to the social welfare schemes and all the other aspects in the budget and all the other aspects of the economy. The government is spending this amount of money. That is being represented by government expenditure multiplier. And tax multiplier is being telling that this amount of money is coming to the government. So this is basically a leakage from the government perspective, and this is an injection from the government perspective, because tax multiplier is telling us that how much money is coming to the government, right? That how much money people are giving to the government in the form of taxes. So it is coming to the government. This money is coming to the government, and this money is going out from the government's budget or government's store of money. Now, so if we add both, what will happen? Let us see. Government expenditure multiplier is it is 1 by 1 minus b. We have determined it. This is the government budget multiplier, 1 by 1 minus b, and tax multiplier is minus b by 1 minus b. So if we add minus b by 1 minus b, taking the LCM and doing the addition, we will get 1 minus b, that will be 1. So if the government expenditure multiplier and tax multiplier equals to 1, then we are getting the balanced budget multiplier. That is a very important concept, that government budget multiplier, government expenditure multiplier and tax multiplier, if we add those two, we will get odd. This is the concept of balanced budget multiplier. Now let me tell what does it actually tell. What is the meaning of that government expenditure multiplier plus tax multiplier equals to 1? This tells that if you increase the government spending, If the government increases the government spending by 1 unit, and this is the government spending increment, and if the tax taken by the government also increases by 1 unit, so if the tax increases by 1 unit and government spending also increases by 1 unit, then the equilibrium income will also increase by 1 unit. What am I saying? That government spending increased by 1 unit, which will be financed by the tax, obviously, because government spending comes from the source of tax. Government takes the tax from the people of the country and then spend that money or spend that amount of rupees in the form of government spending. So if government spending increases by 1 unit, which is financed by the tax spending of 1 unit, then the equilibrium income will also increase by 1 unit. This is the meaning of balanced budget multiplier.